Welcome, welcome. Yeah, welcome to another show, Meet Us in the Trenches, man. We got a great show tonight. Shout out to the sponsors that we got Moe's Seafood, Tone Drone, and Brainstream Media. Shout out to those guys. We got a great show tonight.
Yes,
and,
we do. Yes, we do.
We got Corey Brown.
Corey Brown, St. Francis, Emerson High School.
We got D. Dante Bright in the building.
Bright, role model, big bro. One of the reasons why I wanted to go to Dunbar.
Relly in the building.
Got Rel for them kids. And then we got Jason Murphy, another Emerson, another Coach Pete kid. Matter of fact, we got three of these guys are Coach Pete kids, man. So this is awesome. This is awesome. Hey, say it.
And lastly, we got the GOAT that's in here every week, and that's Coach Obi Bonds and his wife,
and Miss Bonds. In the building as usual, man.
As usual, every 2 weeks, Coach Bonds will be in the building.
Say it. Let's talk about a little bit. What you think about this portal? It was a topic that came to me the other day. Folks was talking about how you feel about the portal.
I can't stand the portal, man. I just think that it takes away from our high school kids.
Oh, yeah.
Because they either got to be well-groomed, seasoned.
That's important.
And in order to play. And if they're not, then, they in trouble, man.
That and, I think COVID put the portal on steroids.
Yes.
You know what I mean? COVID just made that thing go to a whole nother level. And it's tough for high school kids because if I'm a college coach and I can go get a kid who I know can play at the college level over a kid that I can guess or assume or infer that can play at the college level, it's tough. Yep. It's tough. And the portal killing sports right now. But and also what it does is it don't make kids really go through nothing.
Right.
You don't fight.
You don't fight.
Because we knew when we was in school, if you wanted to transfer, you had to go down.
Right.
Go down or sit out.
Right.
So that made you go through it built character. But now, right. You got kids bouncing from school to school to school to school, which I'm not mad about. Because my thing is, if a coach can leave when he wants, the kid should be able to leave. So I'm okay with that. But I think I got to put some kind of restraint, some kind of something on top of this, because it's out of control.
Well, they see the little league coaches do it. They don't like when. So instead of them,
they might start a whole new league.
They start a whole new league. Man, them jokers leave and start a whole. I be like, God damn.
But that's the problem with ball. I'm gonna tell you, this is one of my problems with ball is we got way too many little leagues.
Yeah, we do.
It's watered down. It's watered down. And I go back to even the high schools. When years ago, when they broke down the high schools into all these small little schools, you watered down the talent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like schools like Northern High School should never have gone away.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you this. I don't care what we played Northern in. We always beat them, but you always knew you was in the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you break all these small little schools, you water down the talent.
Well, let's say prior to Mervo, shout out to Mervo and Coach
Mervo.
Nixon. Prior to Mervo, prior to Nixon being at Mervo, it was like them. It was like, you gonna beat them.
Yeah.
But boy, the next day, boy, you gonna be.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something that Coach Pete told me in about 2000. He said, pound for pound, Mervo has the most talent every year. I said, more than us in Dunbar? He said, and I didn't notice until we started playing some All-Star games. Oh, they was loaded. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nixon. He put that thing together.
Yeah,
Coach. Together.
Coach Bonds over there shaking his head like, Coach Bonds had some battles with Mervo back in the day.
Forrest has always put in that good work. Hey, so let's talk about these Grammys. What you think about my man Jigga?
Well,
and his topic is his voice and his opinion last night.
Yeah, he was true. I mean, how can you win the album of the year? I mean, how can you not win the album of the year? But you know what I'm saying? You winning
Grammy at
Grammys.
the Grammy. But what was the difference between what Jay-Z said and what Kanye West said?
Nothing. But it was more articulate. I think. It was more articulate, man. you know Kanye, man. He just the way he articulated It's just raw, you know.
Yeah,
But
that.
Jay kind of like, he put a little spin on it. You know how
See,
Jay
also,
do.
but
It's Jay's magic, you know.
But Kanye did go up there and take the mics from Taylor.
Yeah, he did.
You know what I mean? He snatched the mic, so it's different, but it's the same thing. And then another topic I want to talk about, and that same Grammy. How do you come to the Grammys and lock up Killer Mike for a misdemeanor? Help me understand how that makes sense. A misdemeanor. So, because that man, and once again, one thing they do is when you speak up for a group of people that are voiceless, and you speak up as bold as he do, they got to find a way to get you. You know, and the whole point is they grabbed him at the biggest moment. He just won a Grammy. They want to shame him. They want to embarrass him, but they also want to break him in front of everybody. You know what I mean? And one thing I'm glad that I didn't see today that I thought could happen, it wasn't a whole bunch of jokes and memes. And you know how when something happened bad to us, we always joke about it all over social media. We meme this, meme that. But other groups, other cultures, when their peoples go through stuff, you don't see that.
You don't see it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud today. I'm proud today that I didn't see it. I don't know if it was out there, but I didn't see it. So I'm excited about that. But hey, say we got a good show today.
Yeah, man. It's nice. I'm ready.
The lineup is good, man.
Up,
We
man.
here. We at Moe's. If you ain't doing nothing, slide on down, get some of this good food.
Man,
you know, this good
crackcase.
company. You know, come chill and see me and say it live.
Yeah,
You
let's
know,
do
we
it,
got
man.
Tone Drone. We got Brainstream Media. And hey, we'll be right back at you real soon. Don't go nowhere.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
We back.
Welcome back.
Sing it one more time. Say it for the people.
Welcome back.
We here. We got one of the great ones, my guy, Mr. C. Brown, Corey Brown. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you, fellas. I really appreciate it, man, especially coming from, not just friends of mine, man. So, thanks for having me. I'm grateful to be here. I'm blessed to share this platform with you guys and allowing me to be up here. So I appreciate it.
Oh,
Appreciate the
man,
love.
listen, we thank you for coming, man.
It's a pleasure, man. We're honored for you to
Super
be
honored.
here. Yep.
I want to start with it's something that, you know, one thing about Corey, he don't say a lot, and he not one that does things and have to show. I remember when I was back at Emerson, he hit me up and he said, Tay, I want to bless a kid. Tell me you got a kid who's doing everything right, working hard on the field in the classroom. I said, I got a kid, my quarterback. And when I say he took care of this young man, and I got to thank you publicly, you know what I mean? Because you're not going to go on social media and say, look what I did, look at me. But you just do things, and that's what the community needs, people who are doers and not just showers and sayers that they show. And thank you, brother.
Appreciate that,
Truly,
man.
truly blessed. Truly blessed.
That's what it's about, is paying it forward. So I appreciate the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I got a couple stories, man, but I don't know if we got time, but I know the one story, my oldest son had to go to his prom, and he was going to Emerson, and then I knew Corey that graduated from Emerson. So when I coached him at semi-pro, Corey used to drive a different car like every day.
Whip.
So Corey did this, I think it was a BMW with the deep dishes in there, 750 joint.
Looking fly.
I say, Corey, can I pay you, to take my son to his prom? And he was like, pay me? Coach said, you ain't got to pay me to take son to his prom. What school you go to? I say, Emerson. He said, Emerson? It's my school.
Yeah, that's where we going, 100%.
Man, CB got there like 15 minutes early.
Oh.
Got out shining the rim.
Shining.
Good God. Took my son to the prom, man. I was like, man, that was all
That's
right,
love, man. That's real. That's real.
Yeah,
You
nah.
know what
I ain't
mean?
gonna talk about Grunt with the FBU thing.
Yeah.
Yo, but
Corey hit
always.
me up like, how much is it said? I told him, he say, what's your cash at?
Yeah.
So I thought he was gonna get half, man. I said, dang.
We're gonna send the whole thing.
That, man,
I just
always.
feel like I feel like honestly, man, God, I'm grateful. I'm blessed beyond. I can't even explain it coming from where I come from, and this is how I spend my money. I'm not really interested in, the super designer stuff. The extra money that I have, I'm gonna pour it into our community. I'm gonna pour it into these kids because they need it. I come from the mud. This game raised me, and that's 100%. So, I forgot about that stuff, but I'm always be
It's from the
that
heart.
guy. So,
When it's from the heart, it's nothing. You know what I mean? Because you do things for the right reason.
Yep.
So before we get into the, your coaching and what you're doing now, just tell the people what do you do for a living right now, and what makes you prosperous at what you do?
Sure. So I do a few things, man. I own a build design firm, and for those that's not really familiar with what a build design firm is, I'm an architectural designer. So I do architectural floor plans, build out spaces, commercial and residential, all over the country. Actually, I've designed restaurants and lounges for 2 chains and some local celebrities in the Atlanta market. I've done stuff here, Quicksilver, a few other people. It's always what I did. I did that at Emerson, and I just decided to take it a bit farther, especially because that industry doesn't look like us, right?
At all. At all.
So I'm proud to be one of the young black men that do very well at that. So as an architectural designer, I just design spaces and do the build outs on both commercial and residential. And then I'm a real estate broker as well. So Core Principles Real Estate Group, where I have agents that work under my platform, and I teach them how to be business owners. And then obviously what most people know, Noir Restaurant Lounge, which is restaurant lounge on York Road that I'm tied into as well. So, like I said, man, I'm grateful. I just decided to, take the finances that I worked hard and reinvest back into the culture. And that's really what it's about. It's not really, like I said, I'm not a super flashy guy. Every day you see me, I'll be in Under Armour, for the exception of if I'm just hanging out. But if we're not giving back, then what we doing?
What we doing?
So, that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. Let's start with this first question. The first question is, why? Why did you start coaching? What made you want to take on this thing called coaching?
So without getting too deep, man, because this is a deep one for me, and a lot of times when I mentor kids, I have that conversation. So I come from a tough background, like the real tough, the real type of tough. My dad was a heroin addict. My mom was an alcoholic. And I come from nothing. Like, literally, when I moved here, we ain't had nothing. And football saved my life. Football and basketball actually saved my life, bro. It kept me grounded. You know, as a kid, I didn't care about anything but football. I didn't care about girls. I didn't really care about money at the time. All I wanted to do was play football and be great at it. So because I trained all the time, or I was playing all the time, it kept me away from the other things that was pulling on me on the other end. Now, you know, I was out with the goons and all of that, but if it was a football game, I didn't care about talking to this girl. I didn't care. I was preparing. So, you know, when I watch kids now, and the short story was my son was 6. His coach quit on him at Forest Park, and he came home and he was crying. He was like, "Dad, my coach quit." And I was like, "He quit?" Like, first of all, we don't
do that.
We don't quit.
We don't
like
use that word.
So when he said my coach quit, I immediately the next day I went to practice and I said, "I'm here." Like, and he was like, "Cool. Like, you gonna take it over?" I was like, "What you mean? Like, when's practice start?" And then I started coaching from there. So at this point, I've been coaching for, I think, 12 years.
Okay.
My son just turned 19. So, I started from the rec ball sector, and then moved up to, to high school. In addition to playing, coach has coached me as well, and just being an advocate to, other little big brothers like yourself and other coaches that's been in the game. I love the game, but it raised me.
Yeah.
So there's other kids that's just like me. They got problems at home. Dad's not there to raise him. Mom is doing the best she can, and he needs an outlet. And at this point, I was just talking to some of my colleagues, friends, Dante and those guys. They paying money. They paying big money for these kids now. So if I can offer that level of encouragement, support, love, finances, whatever I can do to get this kid from point A to point B to pay for his family to get out the hood, I'm all in. I'm 10 toes in.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. I remember sitting back and people realize like we have a lot of conversations. It's just about coaching. Like when my phone ring and I see your name,
you and I,
we just go rap. We just go rap. Like, it could easily be an hour.
Yep.
And like it's nothing.
Real quick.
And we just talk about anything, all aspects of coaching and mentoring and friendship and what's the next move, what's your thoughts, and people don't realize the only way you get better at anything is iron sharp as iron.
100%.
So you gotta lock in with people who are moving and shaking and understand and love the game the way you love the game. And you one of them guys that love this game the way I love the game. So it's always been a blessing.
Love the game.
Yes.
Love the game. Yeah, you guys are my friends, man. We had a lot of conversations. It's funny when you was at Emerson, obviously because we don't hang together on a regular basis, people don't really understand how deep the relationship is. So when you hear somebody talking about a Coach said or a coach, because likewise, I mean, we've talked outside of the capacity of me being a player when he coached me. Any given Sunday, I'm going to call Coach said, and I'm going to bounce some ideas. I want to tell me some stuff. Like, we'll talk for an hour and a half about kids, about the sport, about coaching techniques and stuff like that. So I appreciate the relationship outside of the podcast and asked me to come in. I love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all advocates, and we need more of us, 100%. Yep.
Got you.
So what other avenues in the business world you trying to venture down? What other avenues that you want to?
So at this point, because I've, by the grace of God, done well in my career and I'm continuing to grow, now it's time to teach people how to do it the same way that I'm doing it, right? So I have mentorship platforms for kids, and I also have mentorship platforms for adults, right? So if anybody follows me on Instagram, every Monday I do a Monday morning motivation, which is really just trying to get people's mind mentally motivated for positivity, whatever that looks like to them. And then on one other day during the course of the week, I'll do an entrepreneur tip of the week, which is free game, right? I read books, I pay for seminars, I travel the country and listen to people that are super wealthy, uber wealthy is what they call it. And I pay that money up front to gain the information to bring it back to my village.
Why not give it up?
So the next move for me is, outside of what I'm doing, is opening my platform to teach kids how to be business owners. I have some stuff going on. I can't really get into it right now, but I have something big coming where I'm going to be teaching kids, how to run their own business. Wow. And even as a coach, I tell my kids all the time, this is not about football for me. I promise you, it's about raising boys to be great men. Like literally, like I don't care about football, although we're on the field. It's about how to deal with adversity, you know, how to hit no, you know, how to not give up and that type of thing. Getting your mindset right before the game, you know, taking care of your body. Like I'm in my mid-40s and I'm in great shape.
Yeah.
So things like that is now how we, you know, how we as a culture is supposed to pay it back. You know, and sharing love with my little big brothers. My other one over there, we was just rapping. So it's love, man. I'm living the dream.
Yeah, you took my question, because my question was about mentorship. Like, I know it's going to be young people that see this and want to know, because kids love success.
100%.
You know, they love success, and they want to know, how do I get to where you are? And like I say, whenever you roll out that platform, that mentorship platform, please let us know, because it's kids in this city that are at that fork in the road. You know what I mean? They can go left to the nonsense.
Real quick.
Or if they can get locked into a vehicle that's moving in a positive way, they could be that next Corey Brown.
Sure.
You know what I mean? That's important. That's important. And keep doing everything you're doing
always
for this city, because we need you.
Yeah.
We need more of you, and we just blessed you to come out here. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do speaking engagements now. I just haven't made it a thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've spoke at several middle schools. I've spoke at high school graduations. I've spoke at like Juan Dixon had no, he was a part of a men's thing at one of the summer camps. So if someone reaches out and say, look, would you be willing to come in and speak on site? I don't need no money. I'm cool. Like just. So, but I haven't had my PR team to really put me out there yet.
Right.
I want to continue to build my story, but if anybody ever wants me to come in and talk to their kids, because the only people that I had to look up to were the entertainers. So I feel like if I'm tangible, right, and by the grace of God, I have a nice car and I dress well, then these kids look at me and say, I don't have to look at a Jay-Z. I don't have to look at a little baby. I can look at this guy who lived in the hood right there. And he can, so that's, anytime anybody calls me, I'm on deck. So if anybody is out there and that hears this, whether it be a school, middle school, high school, I'm coming. Like I don't need no money. We don't have to talk finances. You tell me the time, you tell me the subject matter, and I'm pulling up.
Carver High School. I'm calling you.
I'm on deck.
Say no more.
So let's get into the while you're here. So let's talk about
it.
Let's talk about the SF.
Let's talk about it.
So what brought you there? What are you doing there? And what are your plans at St. Francis? You know, the big one.
Yeah. So that's the big one. So obviously I've been coaching for a long time. I jumped into the high school circuit about 3 years ago. I was so gracious enough to be asked to coach at Randallstown under Marvin and my little brother James Gamble. He was supposed to be there. A few things transpired. I ended up coaching there, and going into my third year, they had a guy who went to the school, for the lack of a better word. They wanted to bring him on, and they pretty much ousted the whole staff.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not super religious, but I'm mega spiritual, right?
Makes sense.
Mega spiritual.
Makes sense.
So I prayed, I manifested, and I asked God to put me where He wanted me to be, literally. And I prayed about it. About 2 weeks later, I walk into my restaurant, and I see Nick Miles, who's also no different than us. He's a friend of mine.
My guy.
And I walked up to him, and I spoke to him. He was eating, and he said, man, when you gonna come coach for me? Like, literally just like that. And I was like, what you mean? He's like, when you coming to coach for me? I need you over here with me. And I was like, you know, it's funny. Randallstown just let the whole staff go. I'm interviewing now. He's like, nah. F that. Like, I need you here with me. And I was like, all right, well, who I got to interview with? He was like,
you just did it.
I need you here with me. So we connected with Coach Masai. He was so gracious to allow me to come in. So I came in ultimately as a linebacker coach. So I worked with the national level, and I worked with the regional level, which the regional team is relatively new. Regional team has been there for only 2 years. And I came in, and then ultimately I got bumped to the D coordinator, which was after like the second game.
So explain that. So they don't have a JV, they don't have a junior varsity.
Correct.
And so explain the national and the regional and what that means.
People understand that.
100%. So St. Francis is a private school. It's a Catholic school. We play a national schedule, so we have a national team. National is basically we play the top tier teams in the country, the top 25 teams in the country. We've been playing that for the last 6-7 years. These are still freshmen to seniors, right? But these are the best of the best. Unfortunately, nobody in Maryland won't take us on as a competitor as yet. I'm hoping that changes, but we travel all over the country. The only time we play home is when we play some home games, which is at the Under Armour facility in Port Covington. But we travel the country and play, you know, your Modern Days, your IMGs, we play all of those teams. But our regional team, we don't have a JV. So our freshman and sophomore immediately plays varsity programs. All over the country, right? So we travel literally from Connecticut to South Carolina, playing teams. We're in the East Coast Prep Conference, which is also a Catholic school conference. And then we'll do some fill-in games as well. We did very well last year. We finished 7-3. We went to the championship, lost to a team in Canada, which these guys are substantially bigger than freshmen. I mean, we all know what freshmen look like, right? They're just trying to get it together. So it's a tall task because we're not only competing against varsity kids, but we're trying to transition kids from rec ball to high school, even with grades and, getting just the whole nine. So that's, and then, Coach Nick, Coach Masai, again, I'm grateful they bumped me up. So I'm the head coach of the regional team now. So I'm excited about that.
Congrats.
That's big for me. I'm looking forward to it, man. Yep. So.
Well deserved. Oh man, that's awesome. Hey, so let's end off. Bless everybody with your social media. So if people want to follow Corey Brown, how can they get in contact? How can they follow you on social media?
So it's pretty cut and dry. It's just my name. It's Corey Corey.D.Brown. Corey.D.Brown is my full name. It's pretty much that on all my social medias. It's Corey Brown on Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn. It's just my name. I don't have all the cool, cool names. It's just me, man. Look me up.
Is your name.
It's my name. Feel free to reach out, man. Like I said, anything for the kids, I'm all in. Like, we don't have to talk compensation. I'm all in. But I do have a mentor platform that's rolling out. And any business advice, any business tutelage, anybody need any renovations done, you know where to find me.
Say no more. Hey, my brother.
So
go ahead.
Tomorrow at 6, do I got to dress up for this meeting?
Nah. We just having our coaching meeting.
See, he done stole said from me. Ain't that something? But he in good hands, though. He in good hands.
I've been plotting on Big Bro for years. When I first started coaching, I said, Coach, hey, just be ready for the call. Hey, man, just let me know. I'll let you know what I'm going to do. And God was able to put that together. So I'm grateful to have him with me, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, but like, brother, we blessed to have you up here, man. 100%. Continue your success. Continue all you're doing for yourself, the community, St. Francis, and everything else, and we on it.
I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate the love. Anytime, I'll come back anytime.
Yep. So we'll be back right at Moe's. We have Moe's Seafood. Come through, get some food, watch us live, fellowship with some of our guests. Shout out to Brainstream Media, Tone Drone, and we'll be right back.
And the Union.
Real soon.
Real soon.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen, and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.
Welcome, 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 welcome. We ain't get you. Oh, you got. I don't hear you say it. You got this.
Mic, man. You know,
Your mic.
mic gotta be on, cause you know I be like,
It's coming. Hey,
back.
we back with my guy Rel for the kids, man. I go back to. I met this man many years ago, cause he was real tight with a great friend of mine, and I just watch how he move. I watch how he interact with kids. I watch his passion, you know, because you can tell a lot about a person just by watching them. Before we have a conversation, I observe, and I watched your work from then to now. And like you said, you always in these trenches with these kids, man, and it's a blessing.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Well, you know, I met Rel through Keon Cartman, the great. The legend Keon Cartman. I met Rel through Keon when he had a book signing at Collins Seafood one year, and he introduced me to him. But you know, Rel is always kind of laid back. You never knew, you know what I mean, where he was at, what his angle was. You know what I mean. When he was with Keon, I thought he was the hitter. I said, "Man, what's that? Your hitter?" But
Definitely.
But when it all boils down, man, Rel is real good in the community, great with the kids, and his nonprofit is like out of this world, man. So he kind of took the ball after Keon, the demise of Keon, and he just started rolling, man. So
Kept it going.
Yeah. So Rel, just tell us a little bit about what's going on and what you got going on, because I know you steady working, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Man, it go a long way, go a long back, long time ago. Obviously been knowing these guys for a long time. And, the work that we're doing in the community, a lot of the community work is kind of like, you know, brought up from when me and Keon first started. Maybe 2006, when we started like going into the hoods, going into the homes, helping the guys, you know, get their mind right so they can get some opportunities to go to college, get some opportunities to get some certifications, because it just wasn't about sports, Tay.
Right.
It was just about the holistic approach of the whole individual. Mm-hmm. So we started that, and you know, when Keon passed, I just kind of moved forward. We're helping the whole families with jobs, housing, aftercare, getting our people entitlements, you know, having them feel good about themselves so they can be successful with a lot of our resources around the city. Just partnering up and being that connector.
Awesome. So what brought you into this path? Like why? Like where did you come from that you decided like this is what I'm gonna do?
It's real simple though. Like when you growing up and a lot of your guys getting locked up and killed, it's just something you don't want to be a part of. So I had to make a decision to either go left or go right.
That fault.
So when I went left, I had to lead by example. And what that looks like is, you know, getting there and people seeing that example and then you showing them how to get there without doing certain things that you could have done.
Right.
You know, all of us could have took a certain path. All of us was faced with so many different negative things in our demographics. But, you know, we took that right path and that right person, that right wrap around, that right system, whoever it was, your brother, your uncle, somebody helped you, guided you throughout that way. So I wanted to be that bridge that can help guide some of my young brothers because they just don't think, you know, they just react.
They react. That's important.
Yeah, that's important.
That's important. I'm like, go ahead.
I'm good.
Yeah, so, I mean, where did you and Keon's bond come from?
So it was like when I moved to the county, I moved to Randallstown from Poplar Grove and Riggs, from Walbrook to Randallstown. He was Woodlawn. And Woodlawn and Randallstown, if everybody knew about the county, they always had a rivalry. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a big thing out there. So we was always like going at each other. He played basketball, I played basketball. I was good, he was better. I didn't know he was that good in football.
Nah.
If you knew Keon, you knew he was really good in basketball, but if you ain't, you'd be like, you know, if you ain't watch him play football, you would have never known.
Never know.
Like, I honestly thought he was going to get a scholarship to play basketball because he was just that good. So, you know, we would always compete, and me and him became best friends his junior year at Virginia Tech. When he was coming home and I was working, he would go into the hoods with me and check on the kids that had ankle bracelets because they was in this program called the D-RAP program. So I would get the kids, and then we would take them and mentor and work them out and get them out the program and get them jobs. While he was still in the NFL, he would come back, and that's what he would do in his spare time with me. And then he was just like, let's just form a company together so we can kind of like help kids on a bigger scale.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, that is, it is funny, kind of like, just talk about Keon, the same way you met, the same way we met. Like, it's just on playing basketball, you know, and he was he was good. He was good. So that's important. Like, that chemistry, you know what I mean? That chemistry was good that y'all built, but it built something, and you're driving this car that, like, it never stopped. You know, it never stopped. And the work that you're doing in these communities, we see. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on social media. You come into different kids, and when it's a kid that's come through what you're doing, it's a different about them. It's a difference, you know, and it's a necessity. So, like, we need you to continue what you're doing. We need you to get this work, because only way we're going to change Baltimore City is by keep standing in the trenches, keep standing in the mud, keep going where these kids are struggling the most, because that's where they need us the most.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I think that's like my 4th time interviewing Relly, man, and I noticed, like, you know, man, when I'm on Facebook, it's just like he always doing something. It's like I'm never surprised when I see him grinding, because he's so busy all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's like James Brown. He like the hardest working man in showbiz.
Yeah,
but yeah, we love him, man. We love Rel, man. We love what he do and the stuff that he give back. And then one time he was he got a female a crib, like a whole house one time. I'm like, what? And she was supposed to come on and kind of talk about her experience, but something had happened. She never came on. But we want her to come on and kind of, you know, just tell that story and give that testimony of, you know, what she did. And kind of talk to us about that, though, Rel, about the housing and all that kind of stuff.
So, yeah, that young lady, she got a housing. She doing pretty well. She actually worked the overnight shift, so she couldn't come on to really talk about it. But she do want me to schedule her when we get a chance, so she can share her experience with people and let them know that there is hope if you're homeless, and there is programs like mine that can help them. But yeah, the housing thing is it's crucial, man. We got almost 15,000 vacants in Baltimore City.
That's true.
We got 6,000 people that's homeless per night. It's 1,500 women homeless, almost 2,200 men. The demographics are crazy. So when you helping people get to the next level and get them housing, you're changing their life, you're helping a community, you're helping kids. And so we're set up in a coordinator access mode where we implement information in the system and apply these individuals to get vouchers. Some of them make the cut, some of them don't. Rapid rehousing, permanent, disability, you know. So we're doing the best we can, but it's tough. Our city is faced with a lot of them demographics. A lot of people are struggling. So that's part of the housing component, though.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Tell us like some of the things y'all do, programs y'all have for kids.
Aftercare program. So we got a dance program where we teach kids. I'm a little old school, so we got kids that we teach how to like literally play instruments, you know, drums. 2 days ago, we had kids doing breakdancing.
Okay.
STEM programs, horseback riding, our regular reading and writing. 72% of our kids, the ages of 6 to 14, struggle with reading. And so what that looks like, when our kids come in, we check their grades, we give them a snack, but we also implement, I got John Hopkins, the Merit Program, So What Else. Shouts out to them who comes into our center and actually sit with these kids and teach them how to read and write. You know, that's big for my program. That's big for our city, if y'all know our stats. Our schools are struggling. Our people cannot read or write.
Wow.
So that's what I implement. What we do, we implement strong programming that can really like be a staple in your brain where you can resonate, you can understand stuff. You can kind of like, because our kids, you got to really, to teach them how to read and write, you got to get them stuff that they can understand. So if they like music, you got to give them a book where they can say they understand that rapper. If they like sports, you got to give them a sports book where they can see what sports player they like, because that's how they can identify the words. And that's kind of being creative, man. You got to know our kids and you got to meet them at their needs to understand what they need.
That motivation, like I say, the key what you said was you got to find what motivates them. Like if I'm struggling in reading and you just put a thick book in front of me with a whole bunch of words, how does that motivate me to want to read that book? It's not. It's going to actually turn me off.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is important, man. And hey, continue to do the great work that you're doing. It's seen, it's needed, and we're excited. You know. Say, close us out. What you got? What you got for my
man?
guy?
Well, you know, it's not a lot with Rel, man. It's just, you know, Rel just do what he do, man, and I'm just so proud of him. But Rel, just let us know, like, how can you be reached on all your social media platforms, man?
Yeah, everything under For My Kids with a Z. 443-446-5619. We operate out on West Baltimore, like a half a mile from Coppin State, a mile from Mondawmin, 2036 West North Avenue. We open from 12 to 6 daily, walk-in hours, Wednesday for housing, Thursdays for therapy, Friday for aftercare, Monday, Tuesdays for aftercare also. So we involved. We're in the trenches.
Therapy? We got therapy too?
Yes, sir. We got to make sure our people are mentally straight, man.
Wow. I love it. I love it. Hey, man, we glad to have you.
I'm glad to be here.
Just continue your good work, man. Continue your good work. Hey, we'll be right back at you real soon. We at Mo's Seafood, Brainstrain Media,
And Tone Drone.
We'll be right back at you real soon.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divide through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group. Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration.
We back for this next segment. Hey, say we got two heavy hitters over here. We got a heavy hitter on the hardwood. We got a heavy hitter on the football field, man. We blessed to have you. Welcome Mr. Dante Bright and Mr. Jason Murphy to the show. Hey, before we start, I gotta just say a little bit about both of these. As a young man, I watched Dante and he inspired me. He inspired me so much. One, he had my name. Spelled a little different, but I used to come as a middle school kid and watch him play. And the fact that I was just me, and he would always talk to me. You know, small things motivate people in ways that you don't even know. Until you probably never knew it, but you were like, "What's up, Lord Tay?" and snapped me on my head. You don't want to play in the country. I'm just an East Baltimore kid, just down there, man, and I was blessed. I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you having me here.
Man, I'm glad to have you here. And we got Jason Murphy, Mr. Football. Funny. When I first came back to Baltimore coaching at the high school, I heard about this. I was over Evanston with Coach Pete, and I was East Side Dunbar guy for football. So I thought that's what all the football was. Besides, Coach O.B. Palms over at Forest Park, and they kept talking about some kid, Jason Murphy. I'm like, who is this kid? Ain't no football over West Baltimore like that at Emerson. Man. You talk about going to Oklahoma and could no kid inside get up as quick as he could, and no kid that could get up quicker than him could deal with him. This man was an animal on the field, made me a believer immediately, man. Jason, we glad for you to be here, man. Thank you.
Bro, man, look, this guy to my right, man, I remember him and his cousin Turk used to, Turk was, he was delivering my mother paper, right? He was the paper guy. And he used to have these thick glasses, man, with the tape on with the Band-Aid tape on there to keep them together, right? And I remember him and Dante, I guess Dante was helping them deliver the papers. So I remember them jokers, man, when they was little, but I used to always see them together. And every time I would see them together, I would always see them playing basketball, So, of course, I always wanted to go see Sam play because Sam Cassell was in my class for the 8th and 9th grade. And back then, we wasn't going to high school in the 9th grade. It didn't start till the 10th. But Sam would always practice with Dunbar in the 9th grade. He would leave Hampstead and go practice with them. So by me following Sam, I used to always see Dante and Turk all the time, in the hood. And, they were snotty-nosed then, jokers running around hooping every day, you know what I mean? But tell us a little bit about your journey, though, Tay, and how you got started. And, where'd you play high school, where'd you play college, and you know, a little bit about yourself.
Man, once again, I say thanks for having me. I'm from East Baltimore. I started out in the alley playing basketball in the creeks.
That's where it starts, baby.
Yep, on Madison and Patterson Park. And so my best friend named Edward Harrington, we called him Black. So one day we was hooping in the alley. So he was like, we're going up to Oliver. I'm like, what's Oliver? That's the rec we're going to play at. He's like, you going? But see, I used to get in trouble all the time. I used to get punished a lot. So I had to get permission to go. And so my mom was like, well, how you getting there? I'm like, I don't know. She was like, well, just be safe and I'll see you when you get back. And so that's where our journey began. When I got to that gym and I seen Bucky Lee and I heard that voice, I was just like, did I really want to play basketball? Because the words that he was using was very different. I came back home and had to repeat what he said. My mother looked at me and said, that's your coach. You want to play basketball right there. So right there, I was like, well, I got to be tough. I got to go back. I went back because I wanted more. Just that excitement. He must have seen something in me. That's why he was pushing me the first couple of days at practice. So I didn't get discouraged. I didn't get mad because of the language that he was using. Yeah, it was, I think at the time it was the wrong language, but I think it was needed. It was building character, building mental toughness, because as your journey going, you're going to come upon other coaches, and whew, Bucky Lee seemed like, you know, like a peasant compared to what Kyler Perry did, but Bucky Lee groomed me. So even Sarge down at Madison, Coach B, Coach Wayne Wells, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't just Bucky Lee, it was a whole host of coaches in the East Baltimore, the Rex, from Cecil to Oliver to Madison. That's where I played at, and that's where the journey began.
Mr. J. Murph. Let's talk about your background and your journey.
Let's talk about it, man. But to follow my man Dante Bright, man, amazing basketball player. So I give you all your flowers, bro, right here, man.
Yours too, man. Respect.
Yeah.
So tell me about your journey. I mean, we know you started over at Everson. Tell me a little bit.
Well, you know, a lot of people think I played football at an early age. I didn't start playing football till I got to Emerson High School.
Wow.
And really, the reason why I played is because Coach Pete Pompey called my phone because one of my friends was on the team during the summer. And surprisingly, my boy put him on the phone. He was like, hey, Coach, want to talk to you. I was like, all right. So I'm just graduating middle school. Ninth grade ain't started really yet. And I'm in there watching cartoons. Right? He said, hey, son. You know, hey, if you know Coach Pete Pompey, hey, son, what are you doing? You playing ball or what? I said, Coach, I don't know. He said, look, I see you in 10 minutes. I said, huh? 10 minutes.
You was only down the street?
Yeah, I was only down the street, and he must have knew that. So, man, you talking about I got up out of the bed real quick. I ain't know what to grab, what to do, what to wear. Ran up to the field, and then I remember just put me in the line. I think it was just the bag drill with the bag at the end that you got to tackle. Yeah. And I remember I ran through that bag, boom. He's like, hey, son, get back up here and do it again. And I thought I messed up. So I did it again. Pow. He said, put his name down. Put his name down right there. And that was it. That was the beginning of my football career. I did not play football, besides playing in the alley.
Wow. So after
all that got me here with you.
There it is. So after you left Emerson, what was your next step?
So after I left Emerson, great opportunity came. We mentioned the great Keon Carpenter. Gave me an opportunity to talk to me about Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech recruited me heavily, and I felt like that was the best place for me. It was a good family environment. At the time, I knew Antonio Freeman that came out of Virginia Tech. At the time, Vinnie Fuller was there, Richard Johnson was there, and Michael Crawford from over at Patterson High School was at Virginia Tech. So they made it feel like home when I came on my visit. Way more than Penn State, South Carolina, and all them other schools I visited, man. So. Did
you say Penn State?
Yeah, you remember that Penn State story?
Yeah, I remember. I signed with Penn State that day. You didn't. But when Joe Paterno came in that gym and was playing basketball with the special needs kids at Emerson, I said, Jason, this is where we going. We, keyword was we. Yeah.
He had his tight suit on and everything.
Everything
man.
was
Yeah.
everything tight. He was balling, man. With that.
Shooting his jumper. That was funny, man. That was a great time, man. Then, an opportunity took me from at Virginia Tech. I mean, I moved from defensive line to offensive line, something I didn't want to do, but gradually I went on and did it. And I think, coaches coach for a reason, right? And I felt like they saw something in me, and the opportunity opened up for me on the offensive line. And I just went on that side of the line and gave it my all. And it gave me an opportunity to become the top offensive lineman in the whole conference my senior year, and then get an opportunity to play at the next level.
Awesome.
It was a blessing.
Awesome. Dante, I want to talk to you about one particular game I remember. It was you against Roderick Rhodes. And if you did not see this game, you might have missed the best high school game I think that's ever played, because that was a straight battle. It was two killers going at each other. Tell me what you remember about that game.
Well, I'll tell you this, that was one of the schools I potentially could have transferred to, St. Anthony's, because in the summertime, going into my 9th grade year or going into my 10th grade year, I used to go to New Jersey and stay with Roderick.
Okay.
So I played in a high school, Coach Hurley, I know Danny and Bobby.
Wow.
Luther Wright. I knew all them guys. So, like I said, I would stay up there and just work out with them. And Roderick knew Coach JoJo Parker.
Okay.
See, I got pictures home with Roderick with Dunbar jerseys on.
Wow. History right there.
Yeah, so, man, Roderick, we already had a bond. So, then, matter of fact, I think my 9th grade year, we was in Paterson, New Jersey. That's when I found out that he had a connection with JoJo Parker.
Okay.
And playing the youth games, and we just sitting around, me, him, Michael Lloyd. We just sitting around, he talking like he was the top 9th grade in the country. Man, Mike was saying the same thing too. And then like the next couple of years, we just battling each other. And then, like I said, I found out that he was connected to Joe Parker, and it was just, we just bonded right there. But the game was just a game. It was just like if I was playing against Michael Lloyd, Keith Booth, Shawntae Rogers, and just the game we was built for it. Like I said, it was challenging. We were playing against them in the summer times and stuff like that. But playing here in Baltimore, playing over in the Urban Coalition when I was in the 9th and 10th grade, that stuff helped us prepare for the battles that we had our junior year and senior year. We went like 54-0. Our last year was like 30-0. We beat like 15 teams in the top 25 to finish #1 in the country. And
Awesome.
with that, we got an opportunity to bring our coaches here to look at the other players in the city. See, me and Mike should talk about that stuff all the time. Like I said, why would I leave Dunbar? It was a nationally known school. Like I said, they won national championships, and all the college coaches know them. Coach Bob Wade was just there, So I knew if I get to Dunbar, I had an opportunity to get out of Baltimore. And I was at Hampstead. I didn't know you was at Hampstead. I graduated from Hampstead. Sam Cassell, Hensley Park, and Palm Place to come up Hampstead all the time. I think Miss Woodland was our principal. Then I found out she was the principal at Dunbar. Wow. And then me talking to Joe Parker, I said, well, Bob Wade recruit me to come to Dunbar. Yeah. He just looked at me like, what?
JoJo was substitute teaching over there.
Exactly.
Yep, go ahead.
Yeah,
he was
exactly.
substitute teaching.
Yeah, so, and somehow Pompey was up at the Bob Wade, Coach Wade left. Pompey was up there. Sam and I would come like weekly. I had every schools wanted me to come. And so, I had the grades. I did exceptionally well in middle school. But like I said, I was up and coming, but my name was hot as one of those next kids from Baltimore City. And so with that, when I got to Dunbar, well, before I got to Dunbar, I had to transfer out to Paterson. I don't know how my paperwork got to Paterson. It went from Paterson.
Good job getting out of Paterson.
It went to Lake Clifton. So like the first week of school, I was sitting out because I ain't had no school. My papers would not get to Dunbar. And that was my first choice.
Wow. So tell us about that senior year, that #1 ranking in the country. How was that like? Because people don't know how much y'all traveled back then. How did that feel?
We was kind of used to it, to be honest. Like you say, me, Mike, and Chick, we was always traveling in the summertime playing with the DC players. We was the #1 AAU program in the country for like 2.5 years. We had Dwayne Simpkins, We had Tony Moore played at Duke. Dwayne Simpkins played at Maryland. We had Stacy Robinson. We had Joey Bird. He played at Duke. Then he transferred to BU. We probably had like 4 more other guys that was in like top 50 that's on the team coming to my senior on the AU squad. And then my cousin, Keith Booth, to be honest, he was the best player on the team. He was a junior.
Yep.
2 years in a row in the top tournaments in AU, we came out number 1. You know, I played against Glenn Robinson, the Grant Hills, the Randolph Childress. You know, we played against all of them at an early age. So
Say some names
that
for you.
stuff like that prepared us
For that journey.
To go 53-0, almost a year and a half without losing it. Also, we played when I was in 9th and 10th grade. I played with one AAU team, but that was a super team. But when I played just around the way basketball with Ashland Runners, it was just me with other guys. But you know, I was one of the younger guys that they put up to the forefront.
Okay.
And so it was challenging, but you know, they gave me the keys.
You ran with it.
And I ran with it.
Man, that's awesome, awesome. Jay, tell us about, so you at the Virginia Tech, tell us about your NFL journey.
Man, what a journey, man. You're talking about getting knocked down and getting back up, coming from, that's that Baltimore attitude. But I had the opportunity to first sign out of college with the San Diego Chargers. Okay. I got bumped out of there really quickly. You know, that Baltimore came out of me. I had to fight in practice too many times. A lot of people don't know that story. And so after San Diego, I had the opportunity to go to Seattle and clean my attitude up a little bit. And spent 2 years in Seattle. Had a great time with Coach Holmgren, Sean Alexander, Matt Hasselbeck. This was right after their Super Bowl year that they had played Pittsburgh Steelers. And then the opportunity came where a guy was leaving the staff to go to Tennessee Titans, and he wanted me to go with him. Okay. So then I took that first flight to get out of there. That West Coast I wasn't really feeling all that the rain and everything anyway, and made my way over to Tennessee, closer to home. And then I spent 3 years in Tennessee. And then during the lockout, after the 3 years, we had a lockout, and I remember meeting Coach Harbaugh at a fundraising event here in Baltimore, and we got an opportunity to talk, and he was like, hey, man, as soon as the lockout over, please give me a call. I know who you are. And I was surprised he knew who I was. But sure enough, I gave him a call. Next thing I know, I was on my way with the Baltimore Ravens and signed a contract with them, man. So to finish with the hometown team, it was an awesome feeling.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a journey. That's a journey. That's a true journey. Hey, Tay, let's get into what you do right now, because for those who don't know, not only were you great at the sport, but you're giving back, you know. And I watch your social media. I've actually took my daughter when she was trying to do a little basketball thing. But if I'm gonna give somebody my child, I'm gonna give them to the best I know. So tell us about your training.
Well, it all boils back to after your career is over with, what's your plan B? And I already knew in high school when I was done, I wanted to give back to the kids in Baltimore City, be it in school. I did everything in the school, be it hall monitor, substitute teachers, mentor, the IEPs, then in-house visits. And so I had left Baltimore, kind of frustrated. Like I said, I was trying to figure out, how I'm gonna go about doing this. So I went to Boston. Boston like my second home. So I went up there, started working 2 jobs, and then my homeboy named Aggie McCray, he played at UTEP. He was like, man, we want to play some basketball. And then right there, I just got back into it. It was like riding a bike, and we started lifting weights. We was working out at the Reggie Lewis Center. So that was a big thing to me too. We was going there every day, and then I just started playing in local tournaments around there. Guys are challenging me, but I'm telling myself I'm gonna play this same way you play me. I'm not gonna back down. Don't let these looks fool you. And so then right there, it's like now Boston, like my second home. I had I teamed up with Aggie McCray. He got Bingtown Panthers as a program. We had a 6-week clinic in Boston last year. We had 2 certified teachers. We was at English High School, which is the oldest high school in the world, well, in the United States. We did basketball training. We did fitness training. We was teaching the game. Then we had 3 nights of summer basketball for our campus, and probably like an extra 50 kids from the community of Roxbury and throughout Boston. And that matter of fact, the court that we used was right across the street from the Reggie Lewis Center. So everything just come back together, meeting people, meeting these connections in college at UMass. I never thought I was going to end up in Boston. Wow. Well, Boston, like my second home. I just left up there from seeing my grandkids. So, wow. And talking to my friend the other day, he told me we could try to have the clinic for 2 more weeks. And so now, like I said, after basketball was done, I was like, now I'm back home in Baltimore. Then I just seen what's going on. When I came back from Atlanta, Kevin Simpson, he had Marvin Price. He kept telling me about Marvin Price. When I came back, he was like, man, I need you to work with him. And I worked with him, ended up getting Player of the Year. And so right there, I was like, okay, this kind of worked. And so then I just went at it full throttle, when COVID hit. I started working in the school system, just went full-time basketball training and fitness coach. I started the fitness part at Randallstown, using their track, they field for that whole summer when COVID hit. I had about, at one time, like 60 kids out there. All nationalities, inner city kids, rich, poor, it didn't matter. If you wanted to work, we just came out there and worked. I have some of them in college right now. Some of them, I just had a kid, he went to school down in PG County, but he lived out this way. He just random texts tell me the lessons that he learned from basketball. He had a basketball scholarship. He stopped. His dream was to be a doctor, and that's what he's pursuing right now.
So we're gonna echo the same sentiments to Big Fella.
Okay.
And we just want to know what you're doing, what you're doing with it now, and what you're doing with yourself.
Life after football, and I'm a guy that got so many hats right now. I try to do so much, man. I have a expensive wife, I would say. But so I have a bunch of different jobs. I currently work for the NFL, so I'm at all the game day preparation where basically I'm the uniform inspector and field inspector every game. So I see a lot of people at the game all the time, and then I also me and my wife own a couple businesses under our Murphy Enterprises, JRM Consultant, where my wife does a lot of media consultant work for politicians, for businesses, and then we also have a logistics company, 2 logistics company, Delivery 101 Logistics, and then JRM Logistics. We do everything from Amazon to FedEx delivery. We're working on the cannabis delivery right now too for Baltimore, and then we also have a construction company called Elite 360 Construction and Contracting. And we can't forget Holding the Line. So we still got Holding the Line that's going into play. So we gotta affect the kids any way we can. So we do a lot of we do flag football leagues called Under the Lights Flag Football Leagues at Friends School. So like I said, man, I'm doing I change with the seasons, but we keep it going. Keep it funky.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to listen to my guy. My guy be in there. Yeah, so what do you think about multiple areas of business? Yeah.
It can be challenging, but if you put forth with anything you do in life, it can happen. Like you said, you got to have faith, and you just got to put all your time into what you're doing and go at it in small steps. Don't look at it as the whole. You look at it as the whole, it's going to get you frustrated. Then you're going to miss the middle part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's the growth part. That's the growth part. I think one thing that I learned in business is, I learned this actually from Kevin Plank. Told me, keep on trying everything, keep throwing everything up against the wall to one stick, right? And then when it stick, then that's when you putting all your effort into it. So don't think that you over here, people always say, what is the term, something to many is enough, something to none, or something like that, right? But man, I can't remember. Jack of all trades, master none. I mean, that is a term, right? That is something out there for people who can't focus, right? But when you have an opportunity and you put your focus into your things and you plan correctly, right? You're able to put your goals and put your goals down, and then you can figure it out for each opportunity. So that's what I've been doing, and I feel like me and my wife, we've been grinding at it, and we've been successful at it. Multiple streams is what I feel like is the most important thing.
That's awesome. Hey, I need both of y'all throw out your social media so people can follow you, because I know, like I say, if you have a young child old child, whatever type of child that is in basketball or fitness, and they need that good work, I highly, highly recommend Brother Dante Bright. How can they follow you, Dante?
You said Dante Bright, definitely on Instagram and Facebook. It's open. So just click on it and you can just see.
Got you. Jay Murph, what's your social media handles?
So you can find me at Be More Bread.
Be
More Bread 72. That's my IG handle. And I'm always open to mentor, to help kids, to help anybody, just any questions about business, about sports. I mean, I felt like it's all our job to pay it forward.
Got you. You gonna make any more trips to Carver this year?
Coach, you need me, I'm there.
That's what I like to hear. Hey, listen, my brothers, we blessed. Yes, we're blessed to have this much knowledge, talent, and give back in the city. And like I say, the difference that's going to change Baltimore City is going to come from folks like y'all, folks like us, who are going to continue to pound away at the grassroots. You know, so continue to be who y'all are. You know, y'all have been great for Baltimore City, and y'all will continue to. So we're blessed to have you. You know, I'm gonna let say a few words. I'm glad you ain't go to Patterson too. I'm gonna put that out there.
You know what I mean? It was a rivalry back then. You know, it's football, but now that thing, boy, is bad. But yeah, same thing, man. I'm just wanna, kind of echo the same thing, man. You know, them guys, they do great for the community, and Dante Bright, just to be in his presence is, it's an honor, man. I used to watch this guy. This guy was unbelievable, man. And Jason Murphy, from being from West, I never really knew of him until I really talked to you and start kind of watching him, some film on him, and trying to get Grump in his presence so he can give Grump a few words, my son. Yeah. But that's it, man. So in closing, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Come check us out, man. And shout out to Mo's Seafood, who got these bomb and crab cakes out. See Corey smashed a couple of them today. We got Coach Barnes, the legend. He had 2 of them today. I don't know if he finished. I tried to go get that other one before he got finished. You know what I mean? I was about to go over there while we was in session. Just stick my fork in there. Let me get that, Coach. But yeah, we want to close out and shout out to the Union, Brainstream Media, Tone Drone Productions, and see you in 2 weeks, people. See you in 2 weeks, baby.
Our mission focuses on showcasing local and global talent of all ages on and off the field. We will strive to inspire, educate, and bridge the divides through our media collaboration. Our goal is to give student athletes and coaches the platform to let their talents be seen and a platform for the community to let their voices be heard. This is the Union Media Group.